Have you ever been there? You've got this amazing connection with someone, but it just doesn't go anywhere. And you're left totally confused, frustrated, wondering, what did I do wrong? Well, today we're going to break down that exact feeling by looking at the huge difference between chemistry and capacity. This right here, this is the whole thing. It sounds kind of backward, right? But getting your head around this one single idea can change everything about how you date. Just liking someone isn't the same as being ready for them. So, how did we get so mixed up about this? Well, it usually starts with the stories we're told about love, pretty much from the time we're kids. Think about it, right? Movies, TV shows, all over social media, they sell us this fantasy. You find that spark, and the rest is magic. It's all about the intense feelings, the butterflies, but nobody ever talks about the actual real world work it takes to build something that lasts. And this is the truth bomb that changes everything. Chemistry does not equal capacity. You can feel this incredible, undeniable connection with someone, but that feeling, all by itself, says absolutely nothing about their ability to actually be a partner. All right, so let's really dig into this. Let's clearly define these two ideas, because once you see the difference, a whole lot of past dating confusion might just start to click into place. First up, chemistry. This is all about how someone makes you feel. It's that buzz, the attraction, the fun. It's all happening inside of you. And look, it's amazing and it's totally necessary, but it's focused on your feelings, not on the act of building something together. Capacity, though, that's a whole different ballgame. It's not about a feeling, it's about doing. It's all about their actions out in the real world. Their ability and their willingness to show up, be consistent, communicate, and take responsibility. This little chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? Chemistry is the spark, capacity is the foundation. One is about what you get, those good feelings. The other is about what you both give, the actual effort. And you absolutely need both. But let's be real, you cannot build a house on just a spark. Which, of course, brings us to that infamous, soul-crushing phrase, the one that sounds like a complete contradiction. If you're like me, then why aren't you ready? What is really going on here? So let's just translate this, shall we? When someone says this, they are often being honest, just not super clear. What they're really saying is, yeah, I feel the chemistry, but no, I do not have the capacity for commitment. They want the fun part, the connection, but they can't, or maybe just won't, handle the responsibility that comes with it. Okay, so theory is great, but how do you actually spot this out in the wild? What are the real behaviors that you should be looking for? So if someone is showing you these signs, they are telling you loud and clear that they don't have capacity, even if their words say they like you. You know the drill. They pull away when things get real, they're hot and cold, they're always too busy. Basically, they want all the good parts of a relationship without actually having to put in the work. It all comes down to this one simple idea. They want the feeling, but they don't want the structure. They're chasing the high of connecting with you, but they're actively running away from the commitment, the promises, and the shared future that a real relationship needs. And, this mismatch is it's incredibly painful, especially if you're the one who has both the feelings and the readiness. Let's talk about why it feels so wobbly. The person who's ready is basically a builder. They're showing up with a plan, they're laying bricks, they're trying to create something solid that's going to last. They are putting in the effort. But the other person, they're just floating. They're enjoying the ride, enjoying the view, but they're not building anything. And when one person is building and the other is just floating, the builder always ends up feeling exhausted, unsupported, and totally alone. And this is when the person who's ready starts to doubt themselves. You feel this constant low-grade anxiety because the ground beneath you is never solid. And you start asking yourself, am I being crazy? Am I asking for too much? Are my needs for just some basic consistency and clarity unreasonable? And here's the answer, loud and clear. No, you are not asking for too much. You are just asking the wrong person at the wrong time. The problem isn't what you need, it's that there's a fundamental mismatch in readiness. So let's flip the script. Let's end this by focusing on the good stuff. What does real, genuine readiness actually look like? What does it feel like? It's a huge shift in perspective. And this is so important to really let sink in. Readiness is an inside job. It's a personal choice. No amount of love or patience or proving your worth is going to make someone ready before they decide to be. Waiting for them doesn't fix them. It just teaches you to ignore what you need. The way these two things feel inside of you, it's like night and day. Chemistry by itself feels like a spark. It's exciting for sure, but it's also uncertain and it makes you anxious. Real readiness feels like stability. It feels safe. You're not guessing about where you stand because their actions and their words actually line up.
I love this way of putting it. The chemistry, the feelings, that's what gets you in the door. It's what starts the whole thing. But it's readiness, that commitment to show up and do the work, that actually keeps both of you in the room, building something real together.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? When someone is truly ready to be with you, there's clarity. There are no mixed signals. There's no hot and cold roller coaster. You're not constantly wondering what's going on. It just feels clear.
Because at the end of the day, a healthy, lasting relationship doesn't just start with the feeling of, I like you. It truly begins when two people can look at each other and say, I'm ready to show up for you, for me, and for us. And understanding that difference, well, that changes everything.